So I thought I would take you on a little tour of the people I follow on Twitter. As you are you're setting up a professional Twitter account, something that you use only for school, you are going to be looking for writers and sites and inspirational people to follow because you want to read the things that they're writing. You want to read the things that they're reading. You want to read the things that they think are important. And this is what's going to feed your passions. This is what's going to feed those interests and give you more information and help you develop new passions and new interests and really have places to go in your thinking and in your writing. So I just thought I would show you some of mine. I already showed you my interests and my passions list. So a lot of these probably won't surprise you. So this is my Twitter account. I use it only for professional stuff for the most part. I'm not tweeting my friends on this account. And let's see, I have a new tweet. Let's see who that's from. Well, that's a teacher. So a lot of these are teachers that I follow who are posting ideas, they're posting lesson plans, they're posting articles that they're reading, which is something that's interesting to me. I'm also following The Atlantic. That is a news site. So they are following all kinds of news in the world, but I am really interested in current events. I don't know who that is. Walk Me, which I guess is a thing that happens to us sometimes on Twitter, right? we end up with people that we aren't. Oh yeah, this is a sponsored site. We don't need that. Susan Cain is a writer that I really really like, and looks like she has retweeted something here. Vice is also a news site. Previously.tv, they, TV I love. So they write lots of recaps and analytical pieces about TV shows. So here's one about Project Runway Kids. This is another teacher, a retweet by Slate, a news site that does lots of really kind of criticism of culture. Jezebel is a news site that writes a lot about women's issues. Daniel Pink is a writer who writes a lot about motivation and learning. I have the Times Dispatch here. Entertainment Weekly writes things I'm interested in. The New York Times is one of my total favorites. So you can see this is someone who works for a publisher, the publisher that published the book that I wrote with Ms. Marchetti. So most of these are teachers. And as I'm looking through, like I might just take this news into account. I might just be like, oh, okay, I read that. Um, but oh my goodness, Making a Murderer, which I need to follow right now. Obsessed with the show, didn't even realize that they had their own Twitter account. So this is linking to an article. Well, I want to read that article. So now I would go and I would have something new to read, something new that I could use as my digital reading, something that might interest me. It looks like something I would be interested in because it is an interview with this attorney who's in this documentary. So I'm going to leave this up for a few minutes because I'm going to come back to it. That's definitely something that I want to read. But if I looked at it and I kind of didn't think I'd be that interested, I would just move on. So you can see lots of variety. Let's see how many people I follow. I follow almost 1,000 different people or sites, but you can probably see how these match up with the interests and passions that I shared with you earlier in the week. And maybe you have gotten some ideas today of people that you would like to follow. Orphan Black, that's another show I love. But Entertainment Weekly retweeted it. If you're interested in entertainment news, follow Entertainment Weekly. If you're interested in politics and culture, follow Slate. Follow The New Yorker if you're interested in just really interesting articles that are a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth, little bits of poetry. So this is what yours will eventually look like. It won't be filled with the same people that mine is filled with. It'll be filled with writers and sites and topics that interest you and that fuel your passions and that give you things that you want to click on and keep reading.